Good morning this fine day.
It is delivery day for you. You love delivery day. Is delivery day your favorite day?
I do like delivery day. I drive around listening to whatever I happen to be listening to.
The newest podcasts,
Podcasts,
the teachings.
teachings.
You're into the Bible Project.
Mm-hmm.
You're crushing the Bible Project.
Trying.
Two guys.
I feel really
two
behind.
guys.
I feel like they started like 5 years ago, and I don't know why I didn't.
I think they started longer than that.
Did
they?
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
But
There's a lot because
really
it has a lot to do with the Bible. The Bible's a big book. How many books of the Bible are there?
66.
Oh, you're wearing stars today. Have you ever worn stars?
I don't think so.
You're looking pretty fresh today,
Do you like
by the
it?
way.
Do you like it?
What shoes are you gonna wear?
I was thinking my black runners.
I would wear white runners. It's a clear day. There's no need for black
runner
runners.
day?
It's a white runner day. All day.
Nike up.
Nike up. Good morning, Karen. And Karen, isn't that a lovely sweater? So I would say, yeah.
I have one problem. It's going to be 18 degrees today, and I am already hot.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you could wear a mini skirt.
I do not plan to wear a mini skirt.
Okay. All right. I was doing some research on just something that I'm trying to figure out in one of the things I stumbled around. Here's the question. Do you ever get bored? It's an interesting question because like there is no right or wrong answer. It's like, do you get bored?
So
maybe you've already done research, so you know.
So I don't. So I couldn't say that I get bored. I really do enjoy having something to look forward to. So I do like scheduling like my week, for example. If I look at my week and like there's nothing fun or like just something out of the ordinary. I don't like to do exactly the same thing every day, every week.
Do you think I get bored?
I think you, I don't know.
You're not going to offend me. Karen, do you get bored?
No, you do not get bored, but you also like entertain yourself.
Yeah. Do you think I got bored as a kid?
Karen has an answer.
Karen lives with a cat in an apartment building.
She does get bored.
She does get bored.
But there is no reason for her to get bored because she always has lots of things to do.
So as a
always
kid,
want to do what's available to
I was that kid. I'm bored.
I'm bored. I know.
In my research, yes, we are supposed to get bored. Like it's a big deal. Like it's a big deal that even Albert Einstein had a quote. I probably can't quote it properly, but creativity is a residue of boredom.
Yes.
And he said, in our culture today, there's no room to get bored. When was Albert Einstein around? When was he invented? Like so long ago. Imagine the lack of. We have like 18 streaming platforms. I remember thinking of like, I don't like waiting for people, especially when they know that we're coming. And I remember picking you up daily. And everybody has to finish stuff up, and I'd have to wait for 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes sometimes. And I just remember I got to the point where I'm never bored. Like it doesn't really matter when you come because I have this little micro machine. I can do Scrabble and I can look up. Like I'm not bored. I'm like, oh, you're here. Oh, I was waiting for 14 hours. I'm so glad you showed up. That's never happened. But maybe there's something to creating a little bit of a culture of boredom because that's how we make friends. That's why we do activities in the evening. Why would I ever sit down and do a puzzle? One, I hate puzzles, but like I don't play board games. I don't even go in the hot tub because I'm not bored enough. And it's like, it's just the contemplation before the contemplation.
The different contemplation.
Of like, do I have space to be bored? Because that's a motivator of a lot of things. Really, really interesting. Albert Einstein came into my meditation. So you're saying
boredom is a good thing?
I don't really know. I think boredom is a good thing in a motivator of growth and creativity and relationships and all of those things if we're not stuck watching a screen. I might be more apt to go call on my friend 18 doors down. I don't know how many doors down. He's just not 2 doors down. But it's creating a boredom to be able to be creative. And isn't that what hearing God is all about? Is being still and listening and doing an activity that you might not necessarily do because you have space and time to do that. Fascinating. Remember letter writing? You used to write letters by hand. Maybe if I was bored enough, I'd write you a note. All right, let's get into...
You wrote me a note the other day.
Oh, yeah, I did write you. How can I make your day better? And what can I gift you? So I gifted you laundry services until the end of the year. I have already done one basket, and your freaking basket's like double the size of mine. Like, it's effort bringing that down. Like, I could tumble.
Just to let you know that it's pretty much full right now because the bedding from the spare bed and the towels from our visitor.
Okay, I said your laundry.
I'm just letting you know.
Okay. So I just did laundry, and now you're
letting you know that there is a full load. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
November 3rd.
I'm just grateful that this is what I want to say. This is what I'm grateful that you let me do your laundry.
Oh,
and I'm grateful that I'm home enough to do laundry. And I'm grateful that we have laundry to do. And I'm grateful that we have things to do the laundry in and I don't have to do it by hand, because where I grew up, I don't know if you've heard of this. I grew up in Asia and we had a washing board and a tub.
That sounds fun.
Smack, smack, wash, smack, smack, wash.
I have trouble believing that you ever had to do that.
No,
just to be clear.
I was like,
because you didn't even do your own laundry when you were an adult living in your parents' house.
It was my mom's gift to me. I had to put it away.
All right, let's read. November 3rd. Thought for the day. I have charity, with another word for love. That right kind of love, which is not selfish passion, but an unselfish, outgoing desire to help my fellow men, to do what is best for the other person, to put what is best for them above my own desires, to put God first, the other person second, and myself last. Charity is gentle and kind and understanding and long-suffering and full of desire to serve. The fellowship has given me this. What I do for myself is lost. What I do for others may be written somewhere in eternity. Have I charity? Meditation for the day. Ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. God has unlimited power. There is no limit to what his power can do in human hearts. But we must will to have God's power, and we must ask God for it. God's power is blocked off from us by our indifference to it. We can go along our own selfish way without calling on God's help, and we get no power. But when we trust in God, we can will to have the power we need. When we sincerely ask God for it, we get it abundantly. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may will to have God's power. I pray that I may keep praying for the strength I need.
That was a really good meditation. Charity is the action of God's love. Like it's a very different word. And I think you can't fake charity. I think you can do charity out of duty, like giving money, like to a church or a charity. I think that's a duty. But the kind of things that we do for ourselves.
That's too much of a blanket statement.
What?
I think that anything that you do can be motivated out of duty.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is. It's the position of your heart could be out of duty, not out of.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, there are certain practices that in the Christian world we would call tithing. We give charity, we give charitable money. And so does it end there? Because we do get a tax receipt, but the word charity is actually action to other people. Like there's a depth to it. And am I charitable in my relationships around me? Am I charitable to you? Like sometimes, like when we're talking about law, I'm pretty charitable to you. I brought you a coffee this morning. Man, I'm just so proud of myself. No, I'm not. I think that charity comes out of the love that God gives us. And so if God's being charitable with us, isn't it easy to be charitable with the world around us? And so am I motivated by God's love to be charitable? Because I don't think you can fake charity. Like, it's one of those things, being charitable to people. Like, I think there's a kindness in there. I think there's a creativity in there. I think there's my eyes are open to see where you need charity. Where the world around me needs charity. And I love, is it acts of service or the love languages? I think we can operate in all of them, but it's really neat when you have charitable people around me. I love charitable people.
I think that there is a lot of movement in the world to be more charitable and to think of others. And, that I think that has been a really good movement in the world to live unselfishly and a desire to help our fellow men.
I do not see that movement in the world. I think it's we're a very selfish, self-centered society as a whole, culture. I don't see a charitable culture. I see a consuming culture, but maybe that's just my jaded eyes. I don't know. It's hard to be charitable. I don't think it's natural for people to be I'll speak for myself. It's not necessarily natural for me to be charitable to the world around me, unless I'm motivated by the charity that God's given me.
So I would say that I do see a lot of people who want to be charitable. There's not a lot of people who are charitable to the extent of putting themselves in discomfort in order to serve their fellow men.
It's true.
There are people though, and I think that's what you see, that love is what we saw from Mother Teresa, who was willing to live in very uncomfortable circumstances so that she could help fellow humankind.
Charity is the love of God motivating your actions to be charitable to the world around. That's a good thought to leave us on. What's the prayer? Do you want to say the prayer for all of us?
Again, yeah. I pray that I may will to have God's power. I pray that I may keep praying for the strength that I need.
Powered by God's love to be charitable to the world around us. Amen. See you tomorrow. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior. Wear a sweater.
Thanks for joining.
Don't get too hot.
No, I have to go put on a t-shirt.
Oh no, you're